not like we just sell off any vehicles that don't pay in 1 month or something. We're trying to really get a hold of them.
So when we bought the facility, we had a list of people's names and information. That person, we called them, we texted them, we sent an email, we sent a letter from the previous owner, we sent a letter from us, we sent a follow-up letter, we sent the certified letter, and every time we send something, we do the threes, like we send a letter, we call, we email, we text, call, email, text. So pretty much every step along the way, they got a call, they got an email, and they got a text.
Mhm. And you can show proof of all that inside storage,
Inside
right?
storage, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then
basically, yeah, we're doing a lot of communication to try to get a hold of these people. It's just not like a one and done thing, is what we're saying.
we also I'm showing you like all of those. Like some of them haven't paid yet, so this person has, like, that one didn't sell. Try to find one that didn't pay yet. But we also go through this thing. We have a company called IDI, which is, it's like a background check kind of thing, but it's pretty much just helps us like identify where people live and their phone numbers. So what we do is we log into the site and we put in as much information as we can based on what we have. Like sometimes it's VIN numbers, sometimes it's like their last known addresses or their last phone number or their last name, and we just try to fill in as much information so we can find somebody. And it pulls like a background report of who that could possibly be, and then we try calling even those people. And sometimes that works. Most of the time it doesn't, because
So
it's
IDI, so just so everybody knows, IDI is a skip tracing company. And so you can always just Google it, IDI, but you have to get a background check in order to get access to it. But then what you do is you can have access to either like residential or commercial property information, or you can get access to like vehicle information. So that's what she's talking. That's like another level of security. So Pete went through like the whole like security check thing, and he was able to be able to get access for these vehicles because this is the purpose. It's like we don't really want to, just get rid of their vehicle, but if we can't if we can't get a hold of them, then we have to auction it off. And I think if it was my understanding is that the owner of this RV, like they weren't paying either beforehand either, right?
nope,
Yeah, so
nope.
they have not been paying either, even from the older tenants that were there. So it had been sitting for quite a while without getting paid. So it's not like we just sell off any vehicles that don't pay in 1 month or something. We're trying to really get a hold of them.
So
Oh,
after the auction closes, it generates this invoice, and some of them have it and some of them don't, but most of them have it because it's pretty much closed now. So I have to go into storage auctions and download all these invoices after they generate. It only creates this button after they pay storage auction. So let's say this person got the one I downloaded. They won the unit for $10, which is not a lot of money. So storage
yeah.
auction took $1 of that. So
Mhm.
we have to collect $9. So
Mhm.
it's going to take 10% of your profit.
Okay.
However, the goal of this is not necessarily to make a profit. It's just to get the units emptied out so we can start making money putting somebody else in. So what we do is we call them and they have to pay the $9, and then they also have to pay. I should be on the bottom
How
here
do you get
somewhere.
the payments?
They have to call in. So let me open my
Like just put
desktop
it in
here.
storage, or how do they do it? Or how do y'all take
Yep,
the
yep. I'm
payments?
about to go through the process.
Okay.
Yeah. So whenever they get, this is what they get from storage auctions. It says that they do owe us money, and it says do not go to the facility because they have to do that. And there should be somewhere that says they owe $50 as a deposit.
I saw $50 somewhere, but I don't know where it is.
And then, so when I get that invoice, I go to my trustee. This is our phone system as of this moment. So goes here. And then I send out this lovely message. I said, hey, this is us. You won the unit for XXX or XXX. Please give us a call. This is how much you owe. This is how much you want it for. This is the deposit, everything that they possibly need. And then they call in to our storage. I even gave them the extension to use, which is my extension at our company. So I know when it's an auction call or not. And then when they call in, they go to I could see all the chaos that I got going on. I go to over here. I go to auctions, and I go right here to this process because this is the where it processes the so this is where I would create the letters. I create this auction thing where it says scheduled auctions, and it just literally creates it all for me. So I then hit
Mhm.
process. I put in how much they won. Let's say they won it for $10 as we just went over. And then I could just do like a regular charge to get all that
Okay.
information.
Hey everybody, this is Stacy here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am here to teach you how to get your foot into this industry. You're watching this video because you want to learn how to get started in self-storage investing, or maybe you own facilities and you want to be a better manager, a better owner. That is what I do, is I teach people how to do that. So please like this video and also subscribe, hit the subscribe button, because that's what YouTube wants. So in order for me to get out the word on how to get started in this industry, I really need your help. Again, I appreciate you listening to me, and I'm here to help you on this journey, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.